we have a little more of surface roots here. This kind of makes me think that this one was actually a container tree, because the way it's growing up at the surface and starting to wrap around itself. So this, we're gonna call this part of our flare here.
Okay.
And let's see if we can find anything else over here.
Pretty sturdy one underneath.
Yeah, this one may be a little tricky as far as figuring out what to cut. Still right there?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what else we can find by blowing some more of this out. Blow some of that soil away.
All right, with this?
Yep. Okay. All right, yeah, this is our flare right in here. All right, we're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave this be, but we are gonna have to bring this out some more, like the other ones, and then we'll use some of the soil that piles up here to kind of backfill it in right here, because this is going to be our flare.
Okay.
This one we will have to be a little, because it's a small tree, so we're going to have to be kind of gingerly of what we do cut.
Okay.
Because if we do cut too much, it's going to affect the tree because of the size. What we'll have to eliminate first is the ones that could potentially keep girdling. There's enough pressure, it just may be so compacted there, it's just not breaking it. Oh, you know why? This is a mat. This is a like a mulch mat, artificial. It's not gonna break through that. We gotta try to get that up. So I will tell you this, Matt, these aren't, even though like landscape companies and garden centers sell these aren't good for trees at all. It's not, I mean, they call them a mulch mat, benefits the tree. Probably the only benefit is just kind of keeping like people away from the tree itself, or mechanic, lawnmowers and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it adds no benefit to the tree at all. I mean, water can't get through there. There's, you know what I mean? There can't be proper air exchange. So it's just really not doing anything for the tree at all. All right, now maybe you can do a little something right here. and maybe if there's any more of this mat here, we can get break up some of that grass, and hopefully we can do something.
All right.
I don't know if that's flare or not. Let's see, just see what we got right here.
Excavate it out.
Just keep blowing. You're not doing anything with your hands that the air spade can't do.
Right.
I mean, there's some larger roots up here, but I don't know if that's our, flare or not. This one's, this might be our part of our, no. Well, this one's not girdling and it's growing out into the soil, so this might have been a root flare. Or again, this could be, these are some aerified roots as well. It's, this might have been what that mat was producing. A lot of the loose soil was close to the surface here.
Yeah.
So these roots were growing into that. Oh, here we go, right here. All right. So this is going to be our flare area. All right, we're going to have to go out definitely a little further here.
All right.
See if we can. Tell you what, get some of this, blow some of this grass and soil off of here. Maybe we can get it out a little more. There we go. Is there any more?
I think that was the
All
edge
right,
of
that's
it.
cool. See if you can break this up more over here.
All right.
at the back side. Okay. All right, we'll go hit some more. We're gonna have to cut some roots here, but we'll be good. We'll just go in and hit some more of the other trees.
Okay. Is that what that was?
Yep, right here. This is a abnormal growth right here, a type of gall. So basically, some sort of bacteria entered where that rot was on the flare and formed these galls right here. So basically, the cells kind of went, not for lack of a technical term, cattywampus, and formed these galls. And here's some more galls on the root right here. Sometimes a parasitic pest called a nematode will attack these roots and form these type of galls here.
Is it, do you typically want to remove them, or
no, I'm just going to leave those be right there.
All right.
I mean, we'll tidy it up by cutting some of these roots right here that are above the root flare.
Okay.
So we'll come out a little more, break it up. Then there could be the onset of other types of cankers as well, because you've created a wound on the tree, and that's just a perfect vector for disease and insects right here. These holes you see on the bark right here, that's a wood-boring insect. So a lot of times they're not actually attacking the tree. They'll go into compromised wood like this decay right here, and they're not feeding on the tree. What they're doing is looking for a brooding site for their young. So that's why you got all these types of galleries in here for right there. So but the tree, you can see, tried to compartmentalize. Yeah. So I mean, this isn't. I mean, it is severe, but that won't prevent the tree from, on the opposite side or the good side of the wood, from translocating water and nutrients. It's not optimal for the tree by any means, but it's got its limitations and struggles. But it's not necessarily a death knell for the tree, especially for something that's going to stay fairly small. You don't really have to worry about like a hazard, as it were. You just try to keep the tree as healthy as possible now in the condition it's in. Rotting.
How can you tell?
Because of the flaking bark and the sponginess of it. So these are ones that actually, even though this looks like part girdling root, that's what happens is like with some of these larger roots, even with a root flare, if it stays, the soil stays over the root flare for too long, that's what happens. It starts degrading, compromising the cell structure in the bark, which is a protective layer of the tree. So that shouldn't have been covered up with the soil, because I mean, you see how moist it is down here. Mm-hmm. I mean, what does wood do if water stays on it for too long?
It's nice and soggy.
Rots.
So what do we do with the rotting wood? Do we cut it out?
We probably will cut it out, just so it will be clean air. You know what I mean? Clean area. But I have a feeling that this tree's probably already compromised. Now this is another thing here. Now I would suspect, if I would see a lot of this down lower, that it would have been a organism called Phytophthora. This one that's common, Phytophthora cactorum. It will invade the wood tissue if it's below the soil, the moisture, because it needs moisture to travel, and you'll start seeing like rot move its way up into the tree. But this goes right here on up. So this was covered right here. It could have actually been Phytophthora. See right in here? Can't really see it because it's wet and whatnot, but there's some decay in here as well. Hear that?
Nice and hollow.
It's hollow, yeah. This tree didn't have long either. Sorry, man. Breaking news to you.
All right.
There we go. Prune that one. Prune that one. Jeez. All right, let's make this a little cleaner.
Are we taking any of these guys off, or?
Well, yeah, just because we exposed it, we do have to tidy it up.